Hello everybody, and welcome back to Fortress Camelot. Today's episode is very special because I'm just happy that I could deliver this to you guys, because you know that I had a few problems recently with different settings and also with the computer and with crashes and stuff, and especially in this park. But I really, you know, I made a break for like 2 weeks or something, and I was hoping that afterwards, with a clean installed computer with a new installation of Planet Coaster and stuff, that this would be better. And it turned out, at least I hope, that it is better, because I had no crash in the whole recording session. It was about 2 hours and it was totally fine. Though I have to say, I was having a little program running which stopped my computer to run out of RAM, so I only allowed Planet Coaster to take 7.2 gigabyte of RAM, I guess it was, and I just had 800 MB RAM or something, just always left to make the computer, let the computer deal with other stuff, and also to give it then to Planet Coaster again, which somehow helped, I guess, because I just was watching what actually happened when the Control X happened, so that actually rushed the RAM high into the air. And basically also a lot of, or just a big thanks to SP Ridley and to Asden Wolf and all the other guys. We had a discussion about what could be the cause for this problem, and it really turned out it seems to be really bounded the RAM, even though it doesn't really matter how much RAM you really have, because at the end of the day Planet Coaster will probably use all of the available ones, so it could help actually that you do, like I did it with just basically RAM management. I just went into the settings of Windows and just, you know, searched for the Planet Coaster X and was just giving via the task manager 7 point whatever gigahertz to it, and then just said, okay, if a program is running out of RAM, then give it an additional stuff. And I think what happens is that it now has some RAM left. If the game would crash actually because it's running out of RAM normally, if you do nothing, so to say, then your computer will definitely crash because there's no RAM left to deal with that shit. And so actually the program which takes the most will then crash, and in this moment that's basically Planko. And so what I did is I kind of tried to deal with that problem by just, you know, giving a little bit of space which is left when the game would actually crash. So yeah, I don't know if that's the solution. I have no clue at all, and if I'm completely honest with you, I don't really care, because a game should run on its own. I shouldn't do this to make the game running, so it isn't even, you know, I can't be sure if that's the real reason. It can also be that I'm just lucky with my clean installation and I don't have the bug any longer, so that would also explain why I had no crashes, but you know, I'm not keen on testing that, so I don't really want to lose too much. But yeah, in today's episode, guys, we are going to make the general, as you have seen from the thumbnail, of course, we are going to make the general layout of the little castle, which is not really a castle, it's more like a stronghold. It's basically a fortress, but yeah, anyways, it's really important. That thing should be really the central point. I don't want to talk about Weenie again, but it somehow is the Weenie of this area. The thing is that I really wanted to achieve something that is unique looking, and it's not, as I said at the beginning, it's not fairy tale-ish. It's not it's not really kind of theme park. It is theme parkish, but it's at the same time it's not really kind of this theme park fantasy-ish highly polished castle. It should be really a castle that you look at and would say, okay, yeah, that could be somewhere, you know, in middle of France or in Belgium or even somewhere in Germany, like really from the medieval time, which you would find on a hill, which is left there. And you know, it's basically started as a watchtower, and in the end is refunctioned to a big kind of stronghold. That could be really the story about that thing. And I'm looking for the word and try to, well, I know the word, but I want to actually make sure to kind of at least try to yeah, make the pronunciation not too weird, and this is why I'm quickly heading over to a little website while I'm trying to go on talking. I'm really sorry. I'm doing this in between stuff, so that's also why I can't. But I just forgot to do it beforehand. I'm just completely honest with you. I just forgot to do that beforehand. Anyways, let me just quickly see. There has to be something about this. And where is this? I need to find this because I had a simple but yet very remarkable architecture thing going on. And one of the ones of you who are into this kind of medieval building style will definitely recognize that. And I'm just looking where this is because I quickly wanted to talk about that, but I can't really find it. I'm quite sure it's called machicolations, something like that. This word is driving me nuts. Please, I will drop down a link in the description below about the explanation of that. Machicolations, I guess it's machicolations. But what is this maculation thingy? And it was a few minutes ago actually into this episode. If you have a wall of a fortress or of a castle, and you would imagine that you have, and in one of the first episodes we talked about the stuff which is called jettying, which means that the higher level, the higher floor is bigger than the lower one, so that you have these little steps outwards of your building, which then is jettying because you're going a little bit outwards. And for the buildings in the medieval times, which were more the town buildings, we talked a little bit about this. This was mostly because, you know, you wanted to maximize your living space, you wanted to maximize the land you actually bought, and since you only paid the ground level foundation space, you wanted to use most of the space. And then again, also because it was more clever to have the second floor, because it could be kept warmer than the lower floor in winter times, and since there was no heating, you usually had some animals in the lowest floor to keep the heat from them, to heat yourself up and stuff. And yeah, basically that's the jettying. But if you do jettying, what has been done on castle walls, this is also good because you could step a little bit in front, and you have these little holes where people could shoot through, like archers could shoot through, but later on people could shoot through with their rifles. But basically it was to make sure that you can shoot through. But what happens if if the enemy reaches the wall and is, you know, at the lowest point of the wall? And if you have a jettying going on, then you will probably not be able to shoot him any longer because he's in a safe space, so to say. And what they did is they put little holes, and you can see that right now on the left hand side, on the upper side of the wall, there are little holes in this wall which are not big enough to make the opponent able to shoot you through that. But they are big enough to throw stones down there. So if people reached actually the wall, the defending people who are on top of the wall could throw stones and stuff down through these holes to make sure to just kill or at least hurt your opponent, which I think is a great invention. Back then, these guys knew how to help themselves. So I thought, okay, that would be nice to talk about. And let me just, I guess it's machicolations. I'm not quite sure if so, but let me just see. If I'm typing in machicolations, it should be machicolations. Machicolations. I guess that's the word. Machicolations. I guess that's what I wanted to talk about. Machiculus. No, it's machiculi. I have no idea how to even pronounce that in French, because the word's origin is French, basically from the French medieval area. But is it machiculi? I guess it should be machiculi or machiculi. There is an accent over the A, so it's machiculi. I have no idea, guys. I should stop that. Machicolations, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, I explained what that is, so let's stop talking about that word. That drives me crazy. Is there not a German word for it? Let me just see. Machiculi. Ah, okay. You even have that in German, which is machiculi. Never heard of that even before. Anyways, now we have a few minutes left. Now let's talk about the build itself. As you have seen, I have prepared already the whole layout of this one, and I have been building also a few things while this whole build has been prepared. And one thing which is also very important to notice is that the whole build itself is intended to be, as I said, very natural looking, but at the same time it should be, well, it should be also the stronghold, so to say. No, that's the wrong word. It should be actually the foundation also of the coaster, of the lift hill, and within this little space we will definitely have some kind of shops. We have a little roundabout. No, that's not a roundabout. It's like you can go around with a raised path, so that you can actually have a look inside the little stronghold, which I actually love to do. And I will also try to do something with a little billboard. Nothing too fancy, just to make sure you can somehow look into a certain building, which then gives you the idea of how this could look inside of it. I don't know if that works, but I think that could be nice. So I imagine if you're in theme park and you have this little stronghold thing which you can go up to, because it's basically it's on top of this little area, so it's also a dead end, so you won't go any further. So you might want to have something there, and this is basically why I put all the shops there, so to make people actually go there, because otherwise there's no reason for them to go there. Either, yeah, okay, I mean, I could put there a vista point there, but somehow these vista points do behave kind of strange, so I really try to avoid them, because I just saw people floating in the air, in mid-air, or people just standing somewhere and looking into a completely wrong direction, and that was just weird. I mean, yeah, I like that they at least go there, but I don't know, it behaves kind of weird. So I don't want to have this just with the point there, because there's no reason for just having this if people just go nowhere. I don't know. So it's weird. But what I did then essentially is I put some shops there to make sure people go there actually, and then also we have the good situation that we can also make people sit down in a little area where we have some tables, picnic benches, whatsoever, so that this thing is a little bit alive, right? So that you can imagine this would be like a little medieval meeting point, actually, where the people are. And yeah, I can just say it's happy. It's happy. Me is happy. The camel is happy. It's happy. So that's where it came from. Yeah, just want to explain that I was totally right and that wasn't a mistake in my weird talking. Anyhow, this is something I really like about this area, but I was also looking into a medieval market, because I like that. We do that kind of often in winter times, that we are going to a medieval market, and it's always really cool, to be honest. But the thing is, I have the Oriental market already, and I know what kind of work that was, and also it's so damn piece heavy that I just wanted to avoid that, basically, because it's yeah, just a little bit weird. But anyways, we are now in the last part of this video, so to say, and you can see me struggling with the positioning of this tower. I spent quite some time on finding the right location, because I wanted to have that covering the lift hill kind of nicely. I also wanted to make sure that we can bring this whole tower absolutely down to the lowest part without distracting the whole pathing too much. Also, I wanted to make sure that the view from the little town down there is not too much distracted by the tower which is in front of it. So the little tower we have on the other hand side, which is basically there to support the little invert roll, or whatsoever this is. It kind of is a corkscrew. I don't know. It kind of is roll. I don't know. But there, at the end, I'm just doing some more terraforming and basically just defining a little bit how this whole area will look like. Because basically, and I haven't talked about this too much, but we will just have 2 more additional buildings in this area. So well, actually 4. These we will have 2 new ones, but we will have 2 additional village houses, which are actually here, as you can see, where the coaster train is passing a few times on the lower side of the building or of the fortress over here. And then we will have 2 different buildings. The one of those is a timber house, and the other one I won't talk about right now, because I do have something special in mind and I don't want to spoil that right now. And the rest of it will be basically fields, like really have a little bit of a field area going on, because that's what you essentially also had. You had a lot of space left in the medieval time. No urban areas and stuff. That was a good one. Anyways, that's it, guys, for this episode. I'll put down some screenshots right now. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode today, a little bit longer. And also, I'm really happy that I could deliver it, because time being when you guys do watch this video, I'll be in Spain already and enjoying the sun, hopefully. Oh well, at the moment I'm more likely to clean up the mess that people who've been there before us have left there. So maybe I'm not enjoying the sun right now, but I will be the next couple of days. So everything you'll see the next kind of days is just pre-produced, so please don't get me wrong, I can't really react to anything. So if there's anything mad with it, deal with it, sorry. Okay, sorry, never mind. One thing I really wanted to remind you guys, in the description below there is a link to a survey. As you know, I'm writing my Master Thesis at the moment and I need some data, some quality data, and who else could give me quality data than you? Put just down there your stuff, and I'll be really happy if you do so, because it really helps me out, because I really need that actually, because it's about a very modern topic. There is not too much quality literature available, and that's why I need your help. Anyhows, that's about everything I can talk about today. As always, if you like that video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, for whatever reason, please do so to keep updated about the weird stuff we are doing on here. And also, as always, if you have anything to say, let me know in the comments down below, and let's talk about machicolations. Let me know what you think about that, and if you have anything else to add to medieval architectural styles, put it down below in the description, so maybe we can talk about that next episode. What an episode, guys. See you in the next one, and have a great day. Bye bye.
Would you be high?